You will be shocked at how easy it is to make this beautiful, cozy knit blanket, no needles required. If you're a knitter, you will definitely see some recognizable patterns in this process, and if you've never knit a day in your life, don't worry, I'm going to go over everything really thoroughly. The only materials you need are 6 skeins of these bad boys. This is super chunky yarn, and make sure on the label you find what looks like this. It says jumbo, and there's the number 7 above it. If it says chunky and it's the number 5, it's not going to be big enough. You can make this as big or small as you want, but I'm going to use these 6 skeins, and it's going to end up being about 50 inches by 40 inches. So if you're following along with me, that's how big your blanket will end up. First, we need to make a slip knot. So find the tail end of your yarn and leave a little bit at the end so that we can weave it in when we're all finished. And I want you to lay it across your hand, so taking the tail end and laying it across. Now wrap it around once, and then another half time, and then tuck it up under by your fingers, and then just gently pull. And we don't want this to be too big, so we might make it a little bit smaller than the rest of our loops are going to be, because we don't want it flopping around. Okay, now we're going to start by making a chain across the bottom. So we've got this loop here, and we take the yarn that's still attached to the ball. Just make sure you're not using the tail to do this, because you're going to run out real quick. So we're going to take that yarn that's attached to the ball, bring it behind this loop that we've made, and bring it through. And now we want to make a loop that's maybe just a little bigger than the slip knot, maybe just like you can get 2 of your fingers in there. And that's just what we continue to do, is bring the yarn through these loops. And I'm going to make 24 loops, including the slip knot that I started with. Okay, so I'm getting up to the final ones, and the last 2 I'm going to make just a tiny bit smaller, because this is going to be the corner of our blanket, and we want to make sure that it isn't big and loose. So here's the full chain, and for the next row we're going to be going right to left. So we're going to make 1 more loop, a regular sized one. Now we're going to kind of twist it 90 degrees so that the loop is facing up. We're going to grab the yarn from behind and make another loop so that it twists and faces up, just like the other one. Now, do you see these waves on the top of the braid? So I've got this one, and you see here, this one's easiest to see, this kind of wave right here. These are what we're going to be going into and picking up and making another loop. So I've got, so this one's supposed to be pointing up. It's a little big. But right next to it, you see how it's coming out of this one? So that means we have to go into the one next to it, grab the yarn, and make a loop. And then we just continue on, picking up loops and pulling them through. And consistency is key with these loops. You want them to be the same size. That's how your blanket is going to look the nicest. And pulling them out of these waves is a little bit fiddly, but once we get going, when we come back the other way, we're going to be using these loops, and it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, so this last one is our slip knot, so it's a little bit harder to see, but you see that kind of pretzel-y shaped thing? There is one last wave to pull up there. And then when you're done, make sure you just go back and count all these new loops that you made, and just make sure that you have 24 or however many you wanted. Now we're going to go back left to right. And like I said, we're going to be using these loops, but the pattern we're making is called stockinette stitch, and it can be a little ugly on the ends. So if you want to have a little bit neater end, let's skip this first one. You can definitely go ahead and start with it if you are feeling worried about it for some reason, but we will pick it up when we come back the other way. So now we're just gonna keep going, and we will start with this second loop, and we just keep making these loops all the way down. Just make sure if you're skipping this first loop that it doesn't get lost, because this kind of stitch can curl under a little, so don't forget it over on the edge. And it's okay to take a little bit extra time to adjust these and make sure that they look nice and even. It's going to be worth it in the end. Each ball of yarn takes about 25 minutes to go through, so you could easily make this in a day. Okay, so we're going to pick up this last one. And now, just like on the other side, when we come back, we're going to skip this first one. So now here we are going right to left again. And just make sure, if you are new to this and new to any kind of knitting or crocheting, that you are checking how many stitches you have every so often. If you accidentally add like one more stitch, it's probably not going to be a huge deal, but if you're continually adding stitches, obviously your work is just going to keep growing and growing, and you're going to have a trapezoid blanket. Okay, now we're going to reach the end here where we had our very first stitch that we skipped. We can go ahead and pick that up. And then just keep on going until you need to change your yarn ball. I want to show you too that these loops can kind of twist like that. So just make sure that it is flat like this and not twisting like that when you pull your loops through. If you accidentally do that, this is a really forgiving blanket, so it won't be that big of a deal. And I want to show you something. If you come up onto a loop like this that has this big long string in the back, that means that on the row below, this part got pulled out. So all you have to do is bring it back through that loop and then make a new one and then continue on. See, I've got two here that have been pulled out, and as I pull them back through, it pulls the next one out. So just keep an eye on these long pieces if you see them. Also, when it comes to how big you want to make your loops, that is also a little bit of personal preference, because if you make the loops bigger, it's going to result in a drapier blanket. And if you make them tight, like I'm making them kind of tight, and you can see it's more structured and the stitch is a little more well-defined on the blanket. When you do run out of yarn and you're ready to switch, I'm going to show you a cool little trick. First off, I just want to say, if you just want to make a regular knot and tie it, that's totally fine. That's going to work for this blanket, but I think that this method is pretty cool. It's called the magic knot. So take your two pieces of yarn together, place them under your thumb with just a little bit hanging out. Now you're going to take this piece and wrap it around your thumb once, wrap it around a second time. Now you see how it kind of makes this little bunny? Wrap it just around the ears and kind of secure it in place as best you can using your thumb. Now take these two pieces and tuck it underneath into the knot you just made. Now pull this piece with your thumb still inside. You might have to really kind of pull tight. And it should slip those pieces together, and it's pretty much impossible to get it to come loose. You might have to give this a few tries. You really do have to kind of hold your thumb in there while also releasing a little bit. And like I said, you can just use a regular knot. It's totally fine, but I just wanted to show you this cool method. Okay, when we get to the end, it's our final loop, you want to make sure that you have enough yarn tail that extends 3 times the length of your project. It's a little hard to see this full blanket, but we're just going back and forth with this yarn tail and making sure it extends 3 times the width. Okay, so now we have that last loop that we just made. And now we're gonna go in and make a loop just like we have been, but do it in the second loop. Make it a little bit bigger because this cast off technique can be kind of tight. Now take this loop, and we're kind of facing it to the left, and bring this loop through. And now we're once again, just like when we were casting on, we're pointing our loops to the side. So find the next loop and bring this one through, make it a little looser again. And we bring it through, and we just keep going like this all the way to the end. So here's our last loop. So we make our final one, and when we have our last loop left, cut your yarn free from the ball and just pull it through and tighten up. And now if you want, we can, I'm gonna cut the rest of this, can make another knot. Just find a stitch, maybe somewhere on the side, and bring it through and just pull it tight, just to secure it a little more. And then if you want, you can weave this tail down through the side. Or I have seen people burn the ends of this type of yarn because it's polyester, and then they just fuse it in. But I don't really love the idea of polyester fumes in my house, so I'm just gonna leave mine. And then we can go back to the beginning. Remember, we left that tail at the top, and we can do the same thing. So we can find another stitch and just pull it through to make a second knot, and then go down the side and just kind of weave it in. And that's all there is to it. And now you have a gigantic, cozy blanket in no time.